Hey guys, good morning. This is the Cooking Preacher coming to you one more time. Hey, I got a treat for you guys today. I'm going to teach you how to make pozole. You know, like I say, I always say this because there's so many people and there's so many awesome cooks in this world. You know, I'm not always considered the best cook, but I know there's a lot of great cooks. But you know, I kind of like the way I cook. But listen, I want to show you today how to make an awesome pozole. You know, we personally like to use pork shoulder or pork butt, you know, depending, but we also put hominies. But I'm going to show you some of the spices that we use and also how to prepare. One of the things I always like to do when I'm cooking like this, guys, is I like to clean my meat. I'm going to put the video here real quick so you guys can see what I'm doing here real quick. Here we go. See, I cut them in pretty good sized chunks, you know, because this meat will render down, you know, and sometimes I get all the fat and sometimes I miss some, but you know, I like to cut them in chunks like this, you know. That way, these will cook down and be nice sizes, but the secret to this, to me, is the bone. This bone gives it so much flavor, you know, once it starts cooking. But one thing I like to do is I like to soak my meat for a little bit. Then I always just like to rinse it out. I don't like to cook it. I think it has a different taste when I clean it out real good myself, you know. And this is one of to me, it's one of the key things to making pozole is always cleaning your meat, you know, washing it out. You know, it touches the butcher's hands and just, you know, touches all kinds of things before it gets to the kitchen table. So I like to clean my meat really good and rinse it out just before I even put it to cook. So I don't have to be tasting somebody else's hands and everything else, but of course I'm always wearing gloves when I cook like this. But I'm going to show you some of the ingredients that we use. But right now I'm gonna put this to cook, and I'm gonna fill it up with water. Oh, maybe about halfway or so. About halfway or so, Cal. And but I'm going to be showing you different steps, and the video will cut off and cut back on, but you won't notice it. But I'm just kind of showing you how we do it here. When I cook this, I like to put some of the spices in so they can start getting the flavor into the meat. And some of the spices that I use is chili powder, oregano, a little bit of comino, garlic, and salt. Those are my 5 ingredients, which is, I fill it up to about right there, guys. See, you don't need no more water than that to cook it to begin with, but I use garlic, not garlic salt, the real garlic. If you have minced garlic, that's even better, or garlic cloves. It just gives it so much flavor. Oregano, salt, comino, and I said the 5. They'll be on the screen when it comes to your TV. But yeah, I'm gonna show you how to put it on the stove here. Okay, guys, I switched positions here. I'm now by the stove here, and I want to show you how clean this pot looks now. See how clean it is? It's nice and clean, and I usually put it like on medium high. I always try to put it like on medium high. If you don't know what medium high is, let me kind of get the camera towards that area there so you can kind of see. Let me move this stuff here so you can kind of see what we're dealing with. See, I like to put it like on either between 7 and 8 on medium high. But these are some of the things that that I like to use. I don't have any garlic clove today, but I use garlic powder. I always like to use kosher salt, comino. This is also an awesome thing here, and chili powder. And the last one is always oregano. These are some of the things that I put in my pot while I'm cooking. And I'm gonna share with you. People say, how much do you put? Well, I'm not one of those measuring cooks, but I'm gonna kind of give you an idea of, you're gonna say, oh my God, that much, but you'll be surprised, This is probably gonna be probably about maybe a quarter of a cup, if I would have to measure it, a quarter of a cup of garlic. Now that garlic will get to the meat, inside the meat, and it will start giving it an awesome flavor. And then I always put my oregano right as I'm cooking my meat. I put about 3, maybe 4 teaspoons, good, nice, healthy teaspoons of oregano. And then I always put my salt. Now the salt you have to put in so it can start getting the flavor. Also, probably about maybe a quarter of a cup of water, and just kind of give it a little stir. And that's all you want to do right here. That's all you want to do. That's all you want to do. Once this is simmering, give it about maybe an hour and a half. Come back and skim the top to get all the junk off of it, And then we'll once we get back in about an hour and a half, we'll put the rest of the ingredients in there, and I'll show you what else we put in there. Now, you can put pig's feet in there if you want to. We kind of don't like it with the pig's feet. You can also put pork skin. It has a very good flavor with it. I've eaten it with it like that before. I just don't have any today, or I would probably put some. But you don't want to put the pork feet in when you're cooking the meat, because they'll cook it too much. Always put the pork, let the meat cook for about maybe an hour, really good, and then put your pork feet in there, because the pork feet will deteriorate and fall apart, and you don't want that. These are just little tricks of the trade as cooking. But hey, we'll be back with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, guys, I'm back here. I just want to let you see what's going on here. Let me position this to where you can see what's going on here. We are going to take out all what I call the, I guess it would be just some of the stuff that comes off the top. We don't like to serve this, so we just kind of scoop the top here and take all this out. We're about an hour in, maybe an hour and 15 minutes in, and you can tell that the meat's already getting tender. I like to cook this for about 2 hours, a good 2 hours, 2.5 hours, to get it to where we like it, nice and tender. But you get off all this grease and dry blood and whatever. Just cook on top. Just kind of clean the layer of the top of the. You can see what I'm doing here. Get you a little closer to kind of understand what I'm doing here. It's just, if you move it to one area, you'll see what see all that right there? This is what I'm cleaning up here, right here. Sorry, couldn't see very good here, but here we go. You just clean all this up right here. It's this little stuff here, you see? We don't like to cook too much with that. Well, to serve it, should I say. Just kind of like clean the top of it here. about an hour and a half, maybe about an hour and 20 minutes in now. But the meat's already getting nice and tender. But we're gonna let it cook for a little longer, and then we're gonna move forward with our rest of the ingredients. Thank you. Hey guys, I just want to show you what we got going on here. We are to the point where we're fixing to add the rest of our ingredients here in this awesome pozole soup that we're making. You know, this is a time that everybody tends to make pozole, menudo, just different kind of soups, you know, caldo de res, caldo de pollo. But if you notice here, let me see here, you notice here the water has rendered down quite a bit. And right now all you got is very tender meat. We're about 2 hours in now. The meat is very tender, and this is where I like to put the rest of my ingredients. I always like to add just a little bit of more water to this. It's not too much, just maybe about half a gallon or so. But then we have what we call our comino hominies, you know, and I usually add just 1 gallon of hominies. I like to drain the juice out before I do that. And then once again here, we are fixing to put our chili powder in right here. I usually put about a half a cup of chili powder. We like the taste of it. And then of course the comino. Now we don't use too much comino, but we do like it for the flavor. And you want to spin this around a little bit, stir this just a little bit, just to get all the flavor in there. Now you remember we have oregano already in here, salt already in here, garlic already in here. So kind of stir this around a little bit, and then we're going to bring that to a simmer to where you get all the flavors bounded together. And here's where you check for whatever you need. Wow, that's perfect. That is perfect for us. I think it might need just a little bit more oregano, but we'll put just a little bit more, maybe about a little teaspoon. And we'll let this boil for about another 30 minutes to get all the flavors together. And God, get our tortillas ready, or our pan blanco. We like to eat it with pan blanco, but let this cook just for 30 minutes, so get all the flavors all in there together, and we'll serve it here in a minute. Well guys, here we are. This is the last part. Here you go. Pozole. Nice and tender meat. Hominies cooked. All the seasoning and chili powder and everything is in the meat and the hominies. And final step is the testing here. Oh man, I'm telling you, this is delicious, guys. Once again, this is the cooking preacher. I'm gonna prepare a bowl, and we eat this with cabbage. We eat this with onion, lemon, cilantro. If you want to put some cilantro in there, but it usually takes from start to finish, you know, about 3 hours. I like to let it cook for about 3 hours to get the meat so tender, you know. But this is my lovely wife here. But I just want to let you know, from our kitchen to your kitchen, I hope this helps you in learning how to make the awesome pozole. What my wife is doing right now is she's toasting some pan blanco. We usually get this pan blanco and we dip it in the sauce, and voila, delicious. I'll prepare both for you here in a minute, and it'll be here at the end of the video. Hey, God bless you.